The immediate future of drag racing at Melbourne's Calder Park is in doubt following the surprise cancellation of all racing at the venue and the sacking of drag racing manager Nez Damage. An announcement made on the Calder Park website announced the cancellation, including off-street meetings until further notice. Rumours on various internet forums say the closure may be related to safety issues at the track, but despite a number of attempts to contact Calder Park management for comment, none of our calls have been returned. The controversial management buyout of the team formerly known as Honda is official, with the cars lining up at Albert Park under the name of team principal Ross Brawn. The new Brawn GP car made its debut last week as the team's to be ready in time for the first round in Melbourne in 3 weeks. The new car is powered by Mercedes, giving that company 3 chassis in F1, along with Force India and of course McLaren. Last year's driver pairing of Jenson Button and Rubens Barrichello have returned, but at this stage the new car and team have not announced any major sponsors. Also making their 2009 debut recently were Force India and Toro Rosso. Like most team launches this year, the announcements were low-key affairs, and it's there where we kick off our international wrap.
Force India's 2009 challenger, the VJM-02, has finally made its debut a month from the opening round at Albert Park. Apart from the obvious changes brought about by the new regulation, it's his first title. David Brabham will drive that car at Sebring in a tribute to his famous father.
Apologies for those slight technical difficulties there. We had a bit of an issue with the tape dropping out. But that's the in-pit lane news for Tuesday the 10th of March 2009. We'll have more news next week. Brett, back to you.
And thank you, Jessica. Yes, the An International Motor Show finished last Monday, so if you missed it, you've got 2 years to wait.
When we come back, what's happening at Calder Park? New Formula One cars hit the track. A new Audi for Le Mans, and Sir Jack celebrates 50 years. That's when In Pit Lane returns right after this break.
News.
The 2009 V8 Supercar Championship season will kick off with a public launch in Melbourne tomorrow. All drivers will be in attendance at the launch, which will be held at Federation Square from 4 till 6 p.m. The return of top-level drag racing to Melbourne's Calder Park, as seen here on In Pit Lane only a couple of weeks ago, was sadly a short-lived affair. An announcement made on the Calder Park website last week announced the cancellation of all drag racing events, including off-street meetings, until further notice. Drag racing manager Nez Damage is the latest victim of the track's revolving door personnel policy and is no longer at the track. The Australian round of the championship was watched by a record crowd of 69,300 spectators, 6% up on last year's event. When we come back, we'll take you to the Melbourne Motor Show and a new F1 car hits the track. That's when In Pit Lane returns, right after this break.
No, not Jennifer Hawkins, but the Lexus LFA. Although only a prototype, this car did compete at last year's Nürburgring 24-hour race, and in the flesh, it looks stunning.
Force India have finally unveiled their car for 2009. Like most team launches this year, the announcement of the new car was a low-key affair at the Silverstone circuit in England. And that's the In Pit Lane news for Tuesday the 3rd of March 2009. We'll have more news next week. Brett, back to you.